Certainly, a lot of us at points in life desire to redo the past for whatever reason, but impossible. Yet, Elijah brings us a possibility. An analysis of 2 Kings 1:15. uh, Things are made clear why God intervened and the way he did it. Then the angel of the Lord said to Elijah, "Go down with him. Do not be afraid of him." So he arose and went down with them to the king. When we look close to this verse, a question comes up to mind. Why is Elijah afraid? Here we find the connection. God says to Elijah to go with the man of 50 and not be afraid of him. Whom is this him referring to? The end of the verse gives us clues. By parallelism, the second hymn is a reference to the king. After all, the man of 50 and his subject surrendered already their lives to Elijah. In addition, the Hebrew expression of the second hymn is literally saying to be not afraid of the fear caused by the face of the king or his presence. Why then would Elijah be afraid of the king? Ahaziah was son of Jezebel, as we have mentioned previously, the woman that had promised to take his life before. Elijah knew that his spirit, the king's spirit, was closer to that of his mother than of his father, because instead of a messenger, he sent an army to him. He had reasons to be afraid. After all, he might want to accomplish what his mother was not able to. In addition, Jezebel was still alive when Ahaziah became king, and she would have still hold a place of influence in the empire. The story might have got to her ears, since she still would be living in the palace and be beside the king. The story was, in a sense, repeating. While with his father he pronounced a prophecy of drought, with them a prophecy of not recovering. In the battle with Baal and his prophet on Mount Carmel, fire came down. With Baal and the troops on the hill, fire also came down. Some scholars believe that the hill is a reference to Mount Carmel, but it might be a hill in the route to Ekron, which was in the opposite direction from Mount Carmel. And at the end, the fulfillment of the prophecy for both of them, for his father and for the son. The main purpose of God was to bring back his people to a healthy relationship with them. In Carmel, they answered. Now, when all people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, "The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God." This is what they said. Their answer was reflected in the reaction of the third military group. In addition, God was also changing the history of Elijah. Before that episode, he confronted in the Mount Carmel the prophets of Baal, and as a result of the killing of the prophets of Baal, Jezebel promised to kill his life. He runs away for his life. The same troop expectation would have been made to kill him. Because of that episode, he is generally considered the runaway prophet that distrusted God after seeing God's operation in a very powerful way. Others charge him with emotional distress or the like. However, here God was rewriting his story this episode. While after the episode in Mount Carmel, he runs away to save his life. After the episode on the hill, he runs literally towards death. He faces the king and most likely Queen Jezebel, who had promised to take his life prior, trusting God's providence. God was literally rewriting Elijah's story. He should no longer be known as the running prophet or with any of the charges that is laid upon him. Because of this his past running away, his story now is rewritten. God was trying to rewrite the story of Ahaziah as well, but he refused to let him do so. In this microscopic conflict, God is telling us that He is a near God who reaches out to His people. He is a God who defends His people. And ultimately, He is a God who is still in the business of rewriting stories. In the microscopic conflict between God and Beelzebub, God wants to rewrite your story as well and assure you that He is near you. There is no need to go far. His mercies renew every morning. Let God rewrite your story and reestablish His covenant with you today. Hi, I hope this episode has been informing and transforming. Share it, subscribe, like, or comment. And if you want to donate either with your talent, time, or blessings, please contact us at the address on the screen. Our prayers are with you. See you on next episode.